Okay, we never got a chance to talk about this, but I mean, I know you're a natural athlete. You're not taking PD, steroids, and all that stuff, or SARMs. But is there any
Dude, if I was, I'd be huge, bro. I'd be a monster. I'd be walking through the door. I'd be a monster. I'd be walking through the door, not being able to fit through it, man. I wish I looked like that, but you know what? I'd rather get it natural.
And you know, the funny thing is, a lot of people that take steroids, a lot would wish they could look like you at the end of their results. So many people think that you're going to take steroids and you're going to look like me. I'm like, no, most people who take steroids, they have below average physiques and they just want to look average. That would be their dream. You're way above it. If you have a six pack, if you took your physique and added maybe 10 or 15 pounds of fat, that would be like more of a common 10 years of training in a gym, natural look. So, you know, I just want people to know, like, just because you take the steroids doesn't mean you're going to look like that freak that you see on the Instagram.
I said this to my boy the other day. I'm like, bro, listen, just because, look, like, if you look like shit before taking something, you're going to look like shit on it. If you don't know how to eat properly or take care of yourself, it doesn't matter. Yeah, you're going to look a little bit bigger and more like filled out, but like you're still going to look like shit, except now you probably got like 10 pounds of back acne. Like, it's just stupid. So you wanted to talk about supplements, right? So yeah. I see you have your supplements in the background. Fibro. Something that sometimes I do lack on is my fiber intake. And I look at myself at the end of the day and I'm like, damn, bro, you only took in 20 grams of fiber. Let's try and get at least like 35 in. So I have this maple syrup. I don't know. It's made out of just like corn something. I don't know. It's not corn syrup, but it's like corn starch or something like that. I don't know. But it's like 16 grams of carbs, but 15 of those grams is just fiber. So I'll just take like a teaspoon of that and get my fiber in. But I wanted to mention the fibro, like how much fiber is in that compared to like calories?
Well, geez, hold on. I'll have to grab it.
Because I was interested. I wanted to possibly get that, but I wanted to know.
Okay. So in fibro here, basically, a lot of it's fiber, but in Canada and in the United States, they have this thing where in Canada, it's deemed a fiber. And in the United States, it's not a fiber. And so it makes absolutely no sense, but they've decided, the regulators, that certain things are fiber and certain things are not. So even though this is fibro, it's not actually talking about grams of fiber. Like it's got the carbs that it have is technically a fiber, but they have 2 calories per gram. Versus carbs have 4 calories per gram. Some fibers would have 0 calories per gram. So depending on the fiber that you're using, they have more or less calories, and depending on the country you're in, they can deem it as being fiber or not, which to me seems absolutely ridiculous, but that's the way it is. Now we lost your
my video went out. Give me a sec. I'm resetting my camera. But you can still hear me, right?
Yes.
There we go. Okay, we're good now. So I guess maybe, is there a difference between soluble and non-soluble fiber? Does soluble maybe have carbs that like attribute to actual, like, you know, like a carb or energy in your body?
In general, my biggest recommendation wouldn't be to use a fiber substitute. Like, I would not say buy this for fiber. This is to make recipes. So it's a lower calorie alternative to using sugar. So this has a sweet taste, but has about half the calories of sugar. So if you were making a recipe, you would add that in instead of a bunch of carbs, or like half and half. And so the end result is you're going to have less calories in the recipe and it would taste just as good. So that's the purpose of this. But as far as fiber goes, I don't recommend like you taking the teaspoon of the fibers. What I would recommend, fruit and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables, they have so few calories for the amount of volume you get. They're those low calorie dense foods, and they've got the minerals, vitamins, and all that. That is the biggest thing. I watch your video, and that would be the one recommendation. Like if I had to coach you from the start, I would say add in more fiber. Add it from vegetables and fruit. And you picked strawberries, huge amounts of fiber, very low in calories filling. It's about my favorite fruit. I eat usually the strawberries, and probably blueberries would be my number 2, but just adding that to a diet can make it so much more filling, and it's so sweet. And if you add like frozen strawberries to like a protein ice cream in the blender, absolutely unreal. Like, it's going to taste so thick and creamy. You're just going to be, your mind's blown. You'd have a container this big for 300-400 calories. By the time you're done, you're full, and then you don't overeat.
Cool. Okay. That makes sense. So I guess this leads me into thinking about, of course, fiber intake. So maybe this is an attributing reason, But what would you consider a healthy bowel movement? Like once a day, 3 times a day? Sometimes people say for every meal you should have a bowel movement. I'm gonna be honest, dude. Like my bowel movements are like 1 to 2 times a day max.
Once a day would be absolutely amazing for most people. The funny thing is most women, they don't seem to go to the bathroom as much. Most men go more often. 1 to 2 times a day. There is absolutely, I mean, there's no problem with that. I go 5 times a day or more.
Oh my God.
But if you saw what I eat, like the reason I can stay this lean is because when I preach those fruits and vegetables, like my salad is for 12 people. Like it is like, I'll start with a full bag of spinach, like the 1 pound bags of spinach that starts the salad off. So I eat so much fruit and vegetables, so much fiber, 100 grams plus in a day, way above the recommended. Like for a man, maybe 35 grams would be all you'd need. Women, about 25. But for me, I'm in that 100 plus zone. And so fiber is what's keeping me full. And with that comes more regular bowel movements. And so I would like to go to the bathroom less, but I eat in this way because it's allowing me to keep this physique. So even for me with really, I would say above average genetics, even for me, I have to eat in a certain way, you know, all these meals from my cookbook, the low calorie meals, just to maintain the single digit body fat. If I just ate like a normal human, I would probably be 15, 20% body fat, you know, just like that.
Of course. Oh, 100%. Easily me too. That's why I was. Okay. That's good to know. Yeah. Maybe I should definitely, you know, involve a lot more, you know, fruits and veggies in my diet. And that's why I do supplement it with like, you know, green powders and red powders and stuff like that. So, all right, I'm gonna keep that in mind. Now, are these like, there's a little much, but are they like full bowel movements? Like, are they like aggressive, or are they like?
They're basically, I better get there yesterday. Every single time I better get there, and I better get there right now. My friends and I would joke about it. I'm like, every time I take like a pre-workout, I have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, same.
I get up and I use the bathroom right away. Then I'll have my breakfast and I go to the washroom right away after that. Anytime I have a pre-workout, I go to the bathroom. It's almost every meal. It's annoying, if anything. I'm hilarious. Also peeing like 15, 20 times a day, 3-4 times during the night, because I have a large fluid intake. Not only am I eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, which I have a lot of water, I'm also drinking a lot of water. And so I'm always going to the bathroom. I can gain or lose 10 pounds in a day, like easily.
Yeah, I drink a lot of water. I'm sorry, my camera keeps going out, but I'm going to keep resetting it. But yeah, especially when I take pre-workout, dude, when I'm at the gym, I'll go to the bathroom like 15 times. My friends think I'm crazy, but you know, it just gets everything flowing out, that caffeine.
All right. Well, I think we covered everything I wanted to cover. Is there anything you wanted to ask or anything on top of that, or
no? I just want to say thank you for this opportunity, man. It's really nice meeting you and talking to you on, you know, over Zoom. Thank you for all the information you've given me. You know, I'm going to take that and you know, attribute it to my diet and see how far I can go. You know, if I'm going to be able to get down to 6%, see how long I can maintain it before I go crazy and want to, you know, probably be around that 8 to 10% range.
And for me, this was really exciting because I see this guy and I'm like thinking, well, there's no way he's going to know anything. Like, I got to be honest. I watch your video and I'm like, he's probably going to diet all wrong. And I'm watching the video thinking, okay, I'll probably do a video about him and say how he did everything wrong, because that's typically what I do. And I'm like, I agree with everything this guy's saying. I'm loving it. And so I'm going to definitely keep following your journey. I want to see if you get to that 6%, what happens after. I want to see if I'm right. I think you're going to get there and then you're going to gain the weight back. And because you're going to be like, there's no way I want to stay there. That's my prediction, but we will see.
I don't doubt it. But I think I'm going to try and do it as long as I can. We'll see.
All right. So I'm going to end it here. I'm going to go and take a pre-workout. I'm going to go do a bike race on Zwift. You ever heard of Zwift?
No. What is that?
So I race on Zwift virtual reality game where I can literally see my character against, like, you could race and your character's there. It calculates your watts by the machine. And so the harder you push, it pushes your bike along, and it's a real race. And that's what motivates me. And if you're into competition, that's the way to do it. Like, cardio for me, just to sit there and do it is kind of boring. You know what I mean? But in a race, I'm like, I'm beating you. And I go harder than friggin' last time every time I race. It's awesome.
Yes, that's awesome. That's how in my workouts, like my boys, if they push harder than me, I'm like, all right, I got to get my weight up. So it just pushes me that much harder. And I like get very intensive workouts. So I'm completely there with you. I love competition.
And it's funny, in the weights, I used to like training with people and stuff because I was like a power lifter trying to set records and stuff. And now I'm like old and I don't want to get injured. I don't want to ego lift. So it's better off for me to train on my own, because then I don't push as hard. I almost have to hold myself back a little bit because I tend to do too much.
Yeah. But there are days where I go in there and I felt like I was just chasing a pump. So there are days like that where I'm like, I wish I was working out with my friends because they pushed me a little harder.
All right. So thanks for being on the podcast. I'll be sure to check you out. I'm looking forward to watching more of your videos. And so, I mean, honestly, everyone probably already knows who you are. Lance Stewart. I didn't even know you had TikTok. I'm so old. I don't even look at TikTok. Like I had a TikTok channel. They blocked me twice from it. I didn't post any. Like I just do the videos and I let somebody else do all that. I'm like, blog, I don't understand. So I didn't even know you're in TikTok. And I'm like, man, he's got 6 million on Instagram and then 6 million, it's YouTube. But add it up, it's unbelievable that you've done this. So I'm happy you made that video. I'm sure millions of people are going to watch, be able to learn from you, learn from me, how to lose weight, keep it off. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, my man. I appreciate it.
All right. And so close it out. Until next time, I am out.